The next platform and medium will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it.
This is AI World News. Meta fined record $1.3 billion US. Order to stop sending European user data to US. The European Union slapped Meta with a record $1.3 billion US privacy fine on Monday and ordered it to stop transferring user data across the Atlantic. By October, the latest salvo in a decade-long case sparked by US cybersnooping fears. The penalty of €1.2 billion is the biggest since the EU's strict data privacy regime took effect 5 years ago, surpassing Amazon's €746 million fine in 2021 for data protection violations. Meta, which had previously warned that services for its users in Europe could be cut off, vowed to appeal and asked courts to immediately put the decision on hold. Meta layoffs, Facebook parent company to begin fresh round of sackings next week, likely to fire 6,000 employees. There is no immediate disruption to Facebook in Europe, the company said. This decision is flawed, unjustified, and sets a dangerous precedent for the countless other companies transferring data between the EU and US, Nick Clegg, Meta's president of Global and Affairs and Chief Legal Officer Jennifer Newsted said in a statement, "It's yet another twist in a legal battle that began in 2013 when Austrian lawyer and privacy activist Max Schrems filed a complaint about Facebook's handling of his data following former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden's revelations of electronic surveillance by U.S. security agencies. That included the disclosure that Facebook gave the agencies access to the personal data of Europeans. The saga has highlighted the clash between Washington and Brussels over the differences between Europe's strict view on data privacy and the comparatively lax regime in the U.S., which lacks a federal privacy law. The EU has been a global leader in reining in the power of big tech with a series of regulations forcing them to police their platforms more strictly and protect users' personal information. An agreement covering EU-US data transfers known as the Privacy Shield was struck down in 2020 by the EU's top court, which said it didn't do enough to protect residents from the US government's electronic prying. Monday's decision confirmed that another tool to govern data transfers, stock legal contracts, was also invalid. Brussels and Washington signed a deal last year on a reworked Privacy Shield that Meta could use, but the pact is awaiting a decision from European officials on whether it adequately protects data privacy. EU institutions have been reviewing the agreement, and the bloc's lawmakers this month called for improvements, saying the safeguards aren't strong enough. The Ireland's Data Protection Commission handed down the fine as Meta's lead privacy regulator in the 27-nation bloc because the Silicon Valley tech giant's European headquarters is based in Dublin. The Irish watchdog said it gave Meta 5 months to stop sending European user data to the US and 6 months to bring its data operations into compliance by ceasing the unlawful processing, including storage in the US of European users' personal data transferred in violation of the bloc's privacy rules, if the new transatlantic privacy agreement takes effect before these deadlines.